right. Get pulled up. All right, inhale the arms up. And exhale down. Lift the head and lower. And if you've not started your watching or keeping track, I encourage you to do that. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Lowering up that head and neck. Lifting the head with the arms, lowering the head with the arms. 2 more, just like that. Last one up with the arms. And last one down. We're going to lift an arm up, look down towards that knee, towards the outside ankle. Inhale up. Exhale over, looking down. Inhaling up. Exhaling, looking down. In. And exhaling down. Nice long breath. Exhaling. As we're going to bring our attention to reaching towards the outside of that knee, kind of shortening that distance between that rib and hip. Inhale up. And exhaling over, looking down. Soft micro bend in both knees and lifting through those arches. Looking down. One more time each side. Excellent. Inhaling up. I'm going to turn that right foot out. So we're in our nice little warrior 2 pose. I'm going to challenge you to come just a little bit farther apart so far that it's uncomfortable. So the idea is we're just going to go barely past the ankle. So we're not hiding the toes just yet. So we're kind of push past, come back, lift that patella. So bend, come back, and engage that quad. Bend, come back, engage that quad. Check in with those hips. Couple more, really pulling that patella up. And pull. So as you pull, think of like engaging the feet, like trying to suck something up through the floor, up through your leg. Check in, make sure your hips aren't dumping, nice and level. I say that because I caught mine dumping. Couple more. Let's add some arms and a head this time coming out. So we're going to engage that leg as well as bring the arms in. So we've got a lot of attention everywhere right now. Pressing out, pulling in with the arms and pulling up that quad. Pressing out, pulling in. Exhaling as we're pulling. Inhale, push out. Exhale, pull in. 2 more. And last one. Excellent. Keeping our base in this position, we're going to soften that knee, gently pull it up, release. So it's even a shorter distance than we were doing before. Little squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Tiny, tiny effort. And we do 4 more here. Last 2. Last one. one. Excellent. Now we're going to load that leg, check in, have into that warrior two base, have those knees glide over that pinky toe so you feel that little shift opening through that hip. We're going to do just the ever so slightly pelvic tilt and then back to neutral. So have your one hand here, thumb in your belly button, the opposite hand in your back, and kind of tucking away. So think of pulling the back of your sacrum away from the back of your hand. Feel those muscles underneath your hand in the front engage to pull your hips forward. Continue lifting through those arches. One more. Woo. Two more. And last one. Excellent. Release. We're going to come up, turn that leg in, bring your feet closer together. We're not quite done with that leg. We're going to lift our hands up, bring it heart center. We're going to lift that leg back up. We're going to do some figure eights. Have that knee in a deep external rotation. So we want to do a little bit of internal with that external, kind of incorporate some more of those hip movements that we can do there. Last four, three, two more, and last one. Excellent. Release that foot down. Inhale up. Over to that other side. Setting it up in that warrior two. Again, we want wider base, but we're not going like deep into that warrior two. So just enough to come over the knee and then come back and pull that kneecap up while keeping the hips level. So gently press forward and lift. Lifting through those arches so we've got some external rotation going on through the leg. Pull that kneecap up. Inhale, exhale, pull. Few more. Last two. And last one, we're going to share some love with that upper body. Push it out. And pull it back in. Exhaling as we pull. Inhale as we press. Exhale as we pull. Pull that kneecap up. Four more. Last two. And last one. Excellent. Coming up. Pulling that leg straight. Just pulling it up and relax. That little tiny movement. Pull that kneecap up and relax. Pulling that kneecap up and relax. Squeeze. Imagine you're lifting something up off the floor through that leg. Four more. Last two. Last one. Come into that warrior two. Hips are nice and level. Take those arms out and hold, lifting over that front hand. Find that. The knee going over the pinky toes, first and second toes. You're going to really be thinking of externally rotating through that front hip. Take those hands to the hips. So back hand towards the back. Once again, we're going to do that little pelvic tilt. Feel your abdominal muscles engage under your fingers and feel your back come away from the back of your hand. 4 more. Last 2. And last one. Excellent. Bend that knee, pressing out as we turn that foot forward. Walk your legs in. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, finding your balance on that right foot, bringing the hands hard under and that left foot up. Doing our figure eights with that internal and external rotation. Two more. And last one. Excellent. Setting that foot down on the floor. Inhaling up. So we're going to turn to the side. We're going to exhale towards the floor. Fingertips towards that pinky. And then reverse one dive up. And exhale into chair. So we're going to go into like a deep chair where we find that pinky toe. And then a high chair. High chair. Coming down into those pinky toes, reaching to that floor. Reverse one. And exhale into chair. So as we come down into that deep chair, I want to encourage you to imagine that there's something between your knees that you're squeezing together while lifting through the arches. So you kind of make room for your ribs to kind of sit on the top of your thighs. Then relax as you inhale up. And then as you exhale into chair, I want you to imagine pushing out without going off the 4 corners of the feet. So we're pressing out with the legs here, coming up, inhaling up, exhaling down, squeezing those thighs together as we exhale, reaching towards the floor, lifting through those arches. Inhale, release, relax, inhaling up. So we circle sweep into that exhale. Imagine pushing the knees out and away. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, squeezing those knees. If we've got that little ball between there, reaching to the floor, squeezing the air out of our lungs, making space for our ribs. When you're out of air, press away from the floor, inhaling up. Exhaling around, pressing the knees out, keeping those feet, all 4 corners of the feet on the floor, nice and slow. Inhale, lift, everything's relaxed. Exhale as we come down towards that forward fold, squeeze the knees together, lifting through the arches, reaching by the pinky toes, landing those ribs on the thighs. Inhale, release everything up. Exhale into that chair, pressing the knees out. Inhale, relax. Exhale, start that forward fold. Weight your heels, coming down, fingertips towards the pinky toes. Bringing all the air out. Exhaling when you need that breath. Exhaling, pressing the legs out. Inhale, lift. Exhale into that forward fold. Squeezing the knees together as you're coming down, squeezing air out of the lungs. Inhaling up. Exhale, pressing the knees out. High chair. Excellent. Inhale up. Exhale into that fold. We're going to move down here at the bottom. Bring those feet right next to each other so your big toe and your first joint are touching one another. Come into that twisting or revolving chair over to your right side. Anchoring onto the inside of the knee. As things start to loosen up, you can reach over to the outside of the other knee. Continue to breathe. I'm going to turn here so I can see ya. And if you want to continue deepening that pose, you can reach towards the back. Allow that hand come to the ankle where that elbow slides to this same knee. And when you're ready, you can open that up into that full expression. Two more breaths here. Exhale back to the front. Separate those feet. Give me that reverse swan dive. Pressing the legs out. Pressing the legs out. Inhale at the top. Come into that high chair. Press the legs out. Excellent. Inhale. We're going to step the feet together. Exhale into that forward fold. Deep chair. Bend the knees. Bring those hands heart center. Start on that same knee. Couple breaths here. When you're ready, come on the outside of that opposite leg. Moving into that deeper expression. Hand on the back. Right hand toward the other ankle. And when you're ready, you can open it up. Two more breaths here. Excellent. Exhale back to that forward fold. Lengthen through those legs. Bend again. We're in that deep chair. Come into that reverse swan dive up. Turn and face you. Exhale, high chair. Press those legs out. Excellent. We're going to add on. Inhale up. Step those feet together. Exhale into that forward fold. Into that deep chair. Hands heart center. Find your form of that revolving chair. I'm going to turn and face you. Open it up when you're ready. When you're ready, either fist for wrist or come down to the hand and take that left foot back. So now you're in a revolving triangle. It doesn't have to be deep with that leg, but we're just opening that leg up. Soft bend in that front knee, especially. Little one in the back. Lifting through the arches, feeling all four corners of the feet. Soft bend in that elbow. 3, 2, 1. Release that hand to the floor. So now we're in our pyramid. Shift your weight back into those heels. Feel that stretch down both hamstrings. As you exhale, shift your weight into that right foot. Bring that left foot forward. Feet are about a fist apart. Bend those knees into that deep chair. Reverse swan dive up. Pressing those knees out as we come into that high chair. Pressing those knees out. Excellent. Inhale up. Step those feet next to each other. First 2 digits. Give me that exhale forward. Gonna rotate so I can keep my eye on you. Come into that version of that revolving chair that feels comfortable for you. Open it up when you're ready. Lengthening through those legs. And then when you're ready, step that right foot back. Revolving triangle. Again, you got the hand on the fist. Soft bend in the elbows and the knees. Try not to have so much weight in that hand. Internally supported so you're lengthening through the spine as well. As you exhale, release that left hand to the floor, framing that foot, shifting your weight back into those heels, into our pyramid. Soften in those knees and elbows. Shift your weight into that front leg. Step that back leg up. Got about a soft fist between those legs. Bend the knees into that deep chair. Come into that forward fold. Bend the knees, reverse one dive up. Come into that high chair, gently pressing the legs out. Excellent. We're going to take a quick break. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Grab your beverage. Have a drink. So the add-on, just so you can get your mind moving. So we're going to go through the chair, revolving chair into our revolving triangle, and then into a revolving half moon. Yay! Get some balance in there. Getting toasty now, yes? All right. Let's start in that high chair. So lean into that high chair, gently pressing out, feeling all four corners of the feet, gently tuck that tailbone under. So we're gonna hold here for a few breaths. Excellent. Pressing out with the legs as we come up. Inhale the arms. Pull those quads up like we did earlier. Excellent. Now we're going to step those feet together. Move to that right side. Bringing the hands down into that deep chair. Bringing the hands heart center. I'm going to turn. So find that version of that revolving chair. Get into it. When you've got that hand there, step that same foot back. So we're in that nice revolving chair. Or revolving triangle, my bad. Soft bend in the elbow. Bend that knee in the front. Walk the hand just a little bit forward, working towards lifting that leg. And you may need to lift the leg and then bring that rotation back into it. Find what works for you in this moment. Falling in and out of the pose is part of learning the pose. You're doing great. Two more breaths. Excellent. Keeping that leg up, we're going to release that right hand to the floor. So we're in our standing half splits, if you will. Two more breaths. On your next exhale, bring that left knee towards your chest, releasing it to the floor. Feet are apart. Bend the knees, ribs on those thighs. Fingertips towards the pinkies. As we press away from the floor, we're pressing out with those knees, inhaling as we come up. Exhaling into that high chair, pressing out with those knees again. Two more breaths. Excellent. Inhale up. We're going to bring those knees together. Pull those quads up. Squeeze, lifting through the patella. Exhale, swan dive. Coming into that deep chair. Setting up for your revolving chair. Rotating again so I can see ya. When you're ready, open it up into that full expression. Taking that right foot back into that revolving triangle. Nice even breaths. When you're ready, slightly bend that knee. Walk that front hand, back foot forward just a little bit. And lift that back leg. Woo. If it will play along. There we go. Can you have that option of coming with the leg first and then adding that rotation? Two more breaths. And as you exhale, release that hand to the floor, lifting up, pressing back, weighting your heel, standing half splits. Knee and nails facing the floor. Two more breaths. As you exhale, bring that knee in. Legs are that soft fist apart, weighting your heels to the pinkies. Deep chair. Lengthen through the legs. Forward fold. Bend the knees, weighting your heels. Reverse swan dive up. Pressing out with those thighs. Exhaling into that high chair. Pressing out. Beautiful. Reverse swan dive up. Lifting up. Exhaling the arms down. Grab a drink. Great job. Woo-wee. All right, so make sure you have enough space behind you to be able to step back into that runner's lunge. I'm gonna be on this side. I'll start here with you though. Inhaling up, start with that right side first. Exhale into that deep chair. Feet are that hip distance apart. Hands by the pinkies. We're holding here, shoulders back and down. Two more breaths, and then you'll step that left foot back. Step that left foot back. So you're in nice runner's lunge, coming out of the. I'm gonna turn. So you're on the ball of that back foot. Knee is right over the ankle. Arms are just kind of hanging from the shoulders, but you've got them back and down, pulling in place. So your ribs are actually on top of that quad. Two more breaths. Excellent. On your next exhale, place that right hand on the inside of that foot, turning that back foot. Keeping that front knee bent, opening up into a deep bend. So we're not quite our side angle, and not quite our triangle, but our hand is on the floor. So from here, you have that option. Staying here, or if you would like to go into young triangle, that hand comes behind. That bottom hand reaches up underneath. for that other hand, and you can gently press back. So I'm going to turn so you can see my back if you want to know the bind. So you're down here, that hand kind of reaches for the thigh, bottom hand comes up, and the fingers interlace. And then you can gently lengthen into that bound triangle, if that's where you want to go. So wherever you're at, release back to that floor. I'm gonna turn and face you again. Come back to that floor. Bring that arm up onto the knee. Open up that side body into our side angle. I want you to actually press away from that arm so you're rainbowing your ribs up and over. Turn that palm forward as if you're pressing against the ceiling to add a bit of a stretch up into the top of that hip. Pull the shoulder blades down towards the spine, towards your hips. Two more breaths. Now let's go into that triangle, opening that hand. You have that option of looking down towards me or up towards the ceiling. Using that arm, kind of come up a little bit, anchor that elbow just above the knee to give you that rotation, letting those fingertips rest towards the floor. Internally supported, still rainbowing those ribs up towards the ceiling. Two more breaths. Excellent. Bend that knee, coming all the way up into that warrior two. Adjust things if you need to. That means having a shorter stance. Bring those legs in a little bit. Have those hips nice and level, shoulders back and down. Palms are up as if you're supporting something, holding it up. Find that first and second toe. Lifting through those arches, tailbone just ever so slightly tucked under. Feel for the outside blade of that back foot. Press out away from that front leg, coming into a reverse warrior. Grab the back of that thigh and gently pull up. Turn that top hand up, pressing towards the ceiling on this side. Inhaling up, turn that right foot forward. That same right hand that was behind the head, I'm going to have you bring it behind the head. We're going to come into our cow face. So gently reach that arm down. If you need to bring the other one up to give you a little bit more leverage, reach it down. Walk the other one across the hip and then reach up the back into our cow face. Gently pressing the head against the arm. Soft bend in the knees. As you inhale, release the arms, coming all the way around, bringing that right hand. We're going to exhale that all the way to the floor, coming into our windmill. Weight in our heels. Soft bend in the knees. Exhaling that left hand down. We're going to walk those feet in. Sitting in that deep chair, about hip distance, fingers by the pinky toes, ribs on the tops of the thighs. Weight in your heels. Release the hands to the floor. Come up into that forward fold, lengthening through the legs. Bending the knees, weight in the heels, reverse, swan dive up. All the way up. Gently leaning back into that volcano, opening that front body. Excellent. Exhaling down, grab a drink, and we'll move to the other side. Great job. Woohoo! Let's start in that high chair once again. Imagine that band around the legs. Inhaling up. Exhaling down, gently pressing the knees out. Tailbone is tucked under. Think of lengthening through the back. Feel all four corners of the feet. 2 more breaths. Excellent. Inhale up. Step those feet together. Exhale into that forward fold. Bend those knees. Come into that deep chair. Pinkies, fingers by the pinky toes. Gently placing the hands down in front of them, framing those feet. Step that right foot back into that runner's lunge. Having the ribs settle on the thighs. Shoulders back and down, just allowing the arms to hang beneath the shoulders. Two more breaths. Excellent. On that next exhale, take that left hand on the inside, turn that back foot down, opening up. Not in that side angle, not in that triangle. Again, you have that option, staying here, or if you want to work towards that bound triangle, you can bring that top hand back, reaching that hand towards the top of the thigh, and bringing that bottom hand up underneath that hamstring. Hiding those hands, maybe. Straightening that leg if you want. Remembering to be comfortable with where we are today. Wherever you're at, bring that hand back to the instep. That knee is slightly bent. Gently coming up from the floor, elbow on that knee. Top hand comes up and over, pressing away from the leg to help lengthen, wrinkle the ribs, and then reaching up and above. Palm is up as if pressing against a roof or a ball, if that helps. Soft hand on that bottom hand. Internally supported, so no weight hanging out on that arm. inhale, we're going to open into that full expression of triangle, allowing that to slide down. Use that elbow to anchor just above the knee to give you that little bit of rotation, and then allow those hands to come down to the floor. Internally supported, rainbowing those ribs up, just as we were in our side angle. Feeling all four corners of the feet, lifting through those arches. Two more breaths here. Beautiful. As you inhale, come up into that warrior two. Adjusting your stance if you need to, so we might not need to be as wide. Feet are perpendicular, lifting through those arches, externally rotating, hips level, gently tucked in, shoulders over the hips, taking it over, looking over that front hand, finding that first and second toe on the inside of that knee. Two more breaths. Coming into that reverse warrior, grabbing the back of the thigh, straightening that front leg, pressing through that top hand. Soft micro bend in both knees. Inhaling up. As you inhaling up, turn that left foot in. Inhale again. Bringing that left arm behind the head, right arm behind the hips, coming into that nice cow face. Reaching those hands towards one another. Gently pressing the head back into that top arm. Soften the knees, gently tucking that tailbone under. On your next exhale, releasing the hands, bring the arms up. We're going to cartwheel those arms all the way over as we hinge forward, coming into our windmill. Still internally supported, lengthening through the spine. On your next exhale, release that hand to the floor. Walk those hands out gently in front of you and slowly release yourself down to your knees. Gently pressing back, working towards that hero's pose. Ooh, stretching those quads out. Remembering to listen to your body. Mine says, no, thank you, not so deep. Taking your time. Two more breaths. Excellent. Inhaling, coming up. Inhale the arms up. We'll come into our kneeling camel, bringing those hands to the small of the back. Gently opening, pressing forward. If you'd like to go into the full expression camel, you're welcome to work your way down into those heels or knee right. Find what works for you. Make sure you're not crunching any joints. Up and over. And inhale as you come up, coming down. We're going to come into a down dog. Stretch that back body, pressing our way into our heel. Take that left foot up to the ceiling. Open that hip, bend the knee. Let it stretch into that hip flexor. Soft bend in the elbows. As you inhale, rotate back. As you exhale, walk your hands forward. Bring that leg forward. Coming down to our walking that back foot back if you want a deeper stretch into that pigeon. And slowly allowing your body to release over the top of that leg. Last few breaths, allow yourself to come a little deeper if it's comfortable. On your next inhale, coming up to the hands, engage that foot, bringing that foot all the way back into plank, holding here, soft bend in the elbows. You have that option of being on the knees if you want. Two more breaths. On your next exhale, press back into the down dog. If you need to walk those feet up or the hands towards to push those heels down, please feel free to do that. Gently rock yourself left to right. Allow any additional stretching to occur. 2 more breaths. Excellent. When you're ready, lift that right foot up. Bend that knee, open it up, opening that hip. 3-legged dog. Soft bend elbows. Two breaths. Inhale as you bring it back in. Exhale, walk forward slightly, bring that leg in. Walk that foot back. Allow yourself to get into that as deep as you would like. Working your way down towards that floor. Last few breaths. Come a little deeper to that floor if you're able. And if you want. Coming up on that next inhale. Hands on the mat. Engage that back foot. Coming up. Bringing that leg. This time we will stay on the knees. We will lift the feet. Toes pointed towards the ceiling. Gently tuck that tailbone under. Soft bend in the elbows. Excellent. Slowly releasing those feet to the floor, then slowly releasing the upper body to the floor. Extending that right arm out and then rolling onto your back. Prepping for Shavasana. Before we go into it, bring those knees up. And roll side to side, massaging that low back. And when you're ready, walk those feet down one at a time, all the way out to the bottom of your mat, rolling those shoulder blades underneath the body, releasing those palms to the ceiling, shoulders back and down. Taking nice, deep, cleansing breaths, blowing out any tension or stress you may feel. Just kind of allow things to relax. Instead of taking your attention anywhere in particular, just kind of let it roam around freely. Notice what you notice. Notice your palms opening towards the ceiling. Maybe your eyes feel like they're relaxing a little bit more. Shoulders are relaxing into the floor. Hips are starting to open. Knees are starting to relax. Continue to allow your body to unfold as if it were a flower petal opening. Slowly walk your feet up towards your hind end and then find a comfortable position on that right side of the body, supporting your neck with your arm or pillow. On your next exhale, using that left hand, put to a comfortable seated position, crossing those feet over. Slowly begin circling around. Two more this direction. Excellent. Sitting up tall, change those feet. And change direction. And last one. Coming center. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Lengthening through the spine. Gently pressing down on the legs as we hinge forward into that butterfly. Lengthening one last time through that sacrum. Into those SI joints. And gently coming up. Shrug the shoulders, bring them up and around. Exhale as you press to the front. Round out through the spine. Coming up again. Roll those shoulders back and around. Press out to the side. Beautiful. One more time. Up and around. Pressing to the back. Turning those hands over. Big inhale up. Breathing in one for the mind. On the side. Breathing in one for the body. Exhaling to the other side. And breathing in one for the bringing the hands heart center. Namaste. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a fabulous evening.
Thank you, TJ.
Thanks, TJ. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Amy.
Hope you guys feel stretched.
Yes, really good. Thank you.